how can it be that this diet or that workout program or whatever works for one person but not the next, right? Because if keto or low carb or more cardio was the answer, everyone would do that and lose weight, but that's not the case. If you type in how to lose weight on Google, you're going to get literally over 1 billion search results. And I really feel like that's why so many people are stuck and confused and just jumping from one diet or workout program to the next. But the fact of the matter is there is really only one way to lose weight, okay? And that's exactly what I'm going to cover today. So when most people think of weight loss, they think of, cutting carbs, doing more cardio, more protein, plant-based. Basically, they think of different weight loss strategies or preferences and not what actually drives weight loss, okay? And here's what I mean. Think about this for a second. There are people who have successfully lost weight following a keto diet, right? There is. There are also people who have lost weight eating less carbs. And there are people who have lost weight following some kind of intermittent fasting strategy, or those who just go running, or those who do yoga, or even those who just eat healthy, right? All of those statements are 100% true. Now, on the other hand, there are also people who have not been able to lose weight doing any of those things. Now, that doesn't make sense, because how can it be that this diet or that workout program or whatever works for one person but not the next? Right? Because if keto or low carb or more cardio was the answer, everyone would do that and lose weight, but that's not the case. And you might say, oh, well, it's because everyone's body is different, Garrett, right? And if that's what you think, then you're going to continue to stay stuck, and it's going to be very difficult for you to create routines and habits that last long term. And that's the problem that I see all the time. It's that people have these beliefs about exercise and nutrition, even though exercise and nutrition are not a belief. It's a science. And there are rules or laws of these aspects in science that are and have been proven for a very long time now. But because there's so much information, so much anecdotal, he said, she said, personal experiences, and just like battles of ego, right? Trying to prove one preference that's superior to another, especially with so-called fitness professionals, that they lose sight of what's most important, which is actually teaching people how to lose weight and helping them find a sustainable solution that they actually enjoy and can see themselves doing long term. And what's crazy, if it starts at the top with these professionals, those beliefs are going to trickle down to everyone else. And that's one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people are still struggling with losing weight. So if keto, if low carb, if intermittent fasting, more cardio, if those things aren't what drives weight loss, then what is? It's super simple, guys, okay? It comes down to what is called energy balance, okay? And a calorie is a unit of energy. So if you burn more calories than you consume, which would put you in a negative energy balance, whether that's through physical activity, nutrition, or a combination of both, you will lose weight. Okay, this is also what is referred to as being in a calorie deficit, caloric deficit. Now, if you consume more calories than you burn, this is called a positive energy balance, which would lead to weight gain, okay? That is referred to being in a caloric surplus. And if you are consuming and burning an equal amount of calories, that's a neutral energy balance, okay? And that would mean that you would maintain your weight. So can you lose weight on keto or low carb, intermittent fasting, doing more cardio, and even eating healthy? Yes, if you are in a caloric deficit. If you are burning more calories than you consume, definitely. Now, can you gain weight on any of those things? Absolutely. If you are consuming more calories than you are burning, you will gain weight, even if you cut out all the carbs in the world, even if you're doing hours of cardio every single day. So with all that said, is it necessary to cut out carbs or any kind of food or do excessive amounts of cardio in order to lose weight? That's a big fat no, guys, okay? but people still do it, right? And a few weeks or days into that, they realize, oh, this sucks. And they just go back to their previous habits or jump to something else. And they keep going after the same goal month after month and year after year. And sometimes they even give up and just accept that it's not possible for them to lose the weight. But that's not true. They're just burnt out and feel miserable because they've put in all this time and effort into short-lived lifestyle changes that didn't pan out the way that they hoped, right? Because they were misinformed about how weight loss really works. And an easy way for you to determine if something will work for you, simple, just ask yourself, can I see myself doing this for the rest of my life? If the answer is no, you're kidding yourself if you think that you're going to get to your goal and actually maintain it long term. It's probably not going to happen. So if we now know that weight loss is driven by how many calories you consume and how many calories you burn, then the real question is, how much should I eat and how often should I exercise? That's it. Now, I want to make this real simple for you so that you can take it, apply it in your life, and actually learn more about your body through your own experience, not just by me telling you what it is. But as far as nutrition goes, okay, there are many ways that you can go about this. One way is this. There are plenty of calorie estimators out there, okay? But just be aware that they are all estimates. They're not end all be all. It's just a baseline, okay? So if you go this route, I would suggest using like the MyFitnessPal app, okay? And they'll give you a baseline to start from. From there, you can log your food every day and take it day by day to see how many calories that you're consuming. For me though, I feel like that's a bit tedious. I don't want to be logging my food in every single day. I truly believe that human beings, we are creatures of habit. Therefore, what I do is I log my food in one time at the very beginning so I know exactly what I'm eating and how much. And that's how I create my initial meal plan. And that's how I create the initial meal plans for all of my clients. All right. So that's for nutrition. In terms of exercise, I don't like to log my exercise in to determine how many calories I'm burning, just because I don't feel like it's accurate. So what I do is I just give myself a starting routine. Okay. So for me, I say I'm going to do a workout that I enjoy for about 30 to 60 minutes, 4 times per week. Now, this might slightly increase or decrease depending on the training phase that I'm in, but that's that. And then I will also walk my dog for 30 minutes a day. That's like my starting routine, let's just say, okay? Then what you can do is, again, you can take it day by day or week by week, however you want to do it, and make an outcome-based decision on your progress, okay? So at the end of the week, assuming that you've been consistent with following your exercise and eating plan, if you find that you have not lost weight, you can either increase how many calories you burn by increasing your activity, or you can decrease the amount of calories you consume by reducing how much you eat or drink if there's calories in the drinks that you're consuming. That's it. That's how you can lose weight and keep it off, eating whatever you want and working out however you want. So I just want to leave you with some final thoughts on this. One, I recommend starting your initial meal plan with more calories rather than less, and then just making the outcome-based decisions, like I mentioned earlier, to reduce it if necessary. Just because I found that most people don't eat enough food to begin with, and your body does need a certain amount of calories to be able to function normally. And if you cut calories too low, too fast, you're going to find it even more difficult to lose weight, and you're going to feel like crap. Okay. Second thing is, I always recommend increasing your activity first before reducing food, just because, again, depending on where you're at with hitting your goal and how much time you have left to reach it, that's not a good feeling to have, feeling hungry, right? Even though, that sensation of hunger is you're most likely going to eventually feel that. There's a huge difference between, saying, hey, I'm a little uncomfortable, I'm feeling a bit hungry, compared to actually starving yourself. So highly suggest starting with more and then reduce from there. Third thing, since I'm all about not just getting results, but also about being healthy, I would recommend that the majority of the food that you eat come from whole foods, minimally processed foods. If you're not sure what that is, just a simple way, just think of them as foods that you can hunt for, that you can fish for, that you can grow, or that can be fermented, that come from fermentation. And if you're still not sure and you're looking at the grocery store or whatever, just look at the ingredient label, right? If there's anything on there that you have no idea what that is, it's more than likely it's been through more levels of processing, okay? Just a simple way to think about it. Next thing, if you are doing these things and not losing weight, then you are not in a calorie deficit. Okay, you got to understand that if you're not losing weight, you're not in a calorie deficit, which means you have to do more or eat less. That's just what it is. As your body changes, you will need to continually change your eating and activity for you to see continual progress. And yes, while when you have more weight to lose, you'll lose it faster than when you have less weight to lose. It's just how it is, right? And then the last thing I'll leave you with is this. I highly recommend setting periods of time where you're going to focus on losing weight, and then move into a more of a performance or a more maintenance phase where you can just focus on getting stronger, getting faster, or again, just more of a performance type of phase, and then going back to fat loss, okay? The reason for that is since you now know that the only ways for you to lose weight is by increasing your activity and or decreasing your calories, you can only add so much activity to your day, right? And you can only reduce your food so much until you're actually starving yourself. So by doing it in the way that I just said, you're going to give your body and your mind just a break from weight loss, which can actually allow you to be able to sustain the weight loss compared to most people where they do this, crazy program or whatever for long periods of time, and then eventually they just can't handle it anymore, and then they just go back to their old habits, and then they just gain it right back, right? So that's pretty much it for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope this gives you clarity on what actually drives weight loss, so you don't have to be fooled by all these fancy marketing tactics or diets or workout programs that promise you results X, Y, Z, whatever, because you're going to know why it works. And the only thing left for you to consider is that something you can see yourself doing long term? Cool. If you need any help putting all of this together, figuring out how to fit this into your lifestyle, how much to eat, when to eat, how to break through plateaus, literally taking all of the thinking out of it, that's exactly what we do for our clients in our Great Body program, where we help you go from where you are now to where you want to be. We give you all the tools that you need. We give you more support than you'll get anywhere else. And we actually teach you through a one-on-one experience on how to make these changes in a way that fits with your lifestyle, that you actually enjoy, and that you can sustain for the rest of your life. We've done this hundreds of times, and it works 100% of the time when you follow through with it. So if that sounds like what you're looking for, you can just go to my website at greatbodyfitness.com. It's GR8bodyfitness.com, and then just click the button on there. You'll be able to schedule a strategy call with me or someone from my team, and then there'll be a short application for you to fill out so we can see if it's a good fit, and we can talk more about how to make this real for you. Cool. That's all I got for you today. See you next time.